Thank you for giving us an opportunity to present Inago in a very diverse land of Indonesia. To begin with, I would like to mention that Inago primarily talks about two most important aspects of STM publication industry, that are authors who put their years of work together in the form of manuscript, and then the quality that drives this publication industry in a very remarkable pattern. So Inago helps the researchers to enhance the quality of their manuscript. This in turn helps the universities to enhance the research output. So next. So very quickly I will introduce you to Inago. We were formed in the year 2005. We started our operations from Japan by helping the Japanese scientists to overcome the language barrier and get published in high impact factor SCI, SSCI index journals. So over the last 12 years, we have expanded globally and we have our offices in 11 different countries, serving more than 100,000 researchers in 125 different nations. So Inago has the partnership with several STM publication societies and associations. This is the global distribution of our offices. Inago has partnered so far with 350 universities and research institutions across the globe. These are the few examples of Asia Pacific, ASEAN, Europe, Middle East and American partnerships. I'm sure moving forward after this week, we'll be partnering with more Indonesian universities. We have already partnered with Diponegoro University, University Sebelas Maret, Binus University is a partner, and we'll be discussing with University of Indonesia, University of Gajah Mada, Bogor Agricultural Universities. Well, considering our experience with English as a second language authors, we know what challenges they have faced to overcome the language barrier. This is the reason Inago has partnered with several leading publishers. Worth mentioning, Wiley, Elsevier, Taylor Francis, a few of our partners that we have partnered with them in order to help them to serve ESL community better. Well, now what we do basically, what is Inago? Our author services. Language editing and formatting is the broadly categorization of our services. Next comes the author education service. Inago partners with university at a different platform to help and educate their researchers to advance their scientific careers via author education services. Now, the language and formatting service, the copy editing service. Well, once you submit your manuscript to us, two editors will be working on the file. The first one will be the subject matter export. The second will be the language export. This two-level check will be done on your paper to enhance the quality and give you the best results. So, Inago editor will review the file from language aspect, grammar aspect. In addition to that, style consistency, presentation of overall paper, formatting, references, figures, tables, everything will be checked with the sole aim to get you published. Our substantive editing service is the premium service that we offer. It has all the features that we have listed in copy editing service. Over the top comes the subject matter expert will be working and checking the paper from the logical point of view, and will be bringing in the content enhancement accordingly. Next, what is the team behind Inago that delivers the best quality that we have? Our expert editors. We have a large team base of 850 plus editors covering all the subject areas from USA, UK and Canada. The other professionals, they are themselves PhD. They are themselves published authors, so they know what it takes to get published. So these people will be working on your manuscripts. How Inago is different from the others. How Inago is different and what are our USPs. Now I'll explain a little. In this very industry, it is very important that the right editor is working on your file. For example, you cannot expect an engineer to work on a medicine paper or vice versa. So I'll give you a quick example. For example, the research paper is in medicine, the subject is dentistry, and the specialization is oral dentistry. So Inago will make sure that it allocates your paper to the oral dentistry expert. So this is how we dig deep to provide the right subject allocation. Next is the twin editor model, the two editor system. We 100% adhere to that. Every manuscript will be checked twice with the subject matter expert and the language expert. The next is considering our association with Japanese culture. We are deeply rooted to quality. We deeply believe in quality. So Inago provides a promise that the journal will not be rejecting your file on the basis of the language. This is our promise. Next is, so the very fact of this industry is that every paper will not be accepted by the journal at a very first instance. So there will be back and forth, journal reviewer comments, you'll be making additions on the paper. So Inago provides a service called Edit Unlimited, in which you'll be covered. We'll be providing you with insurance coverage. In copy editing service, it will be 120 days, and in substantive editing, it will be 365 days. So you can make additions on your paper, get it re-edited by us at no additional cost. So as I covered earlier about our quality philosophy, Inago has maintained the satisfaction index in this industry of 99.4%. That means every 200 paper that we edit, only one comes back with the revisions. So this is how our quality is. Next is the author education services. These services are executed by our knowledge arm, Inago Academy. So we travel across the world. We meet the published authors. We meet early stage researchers. They have questions. The most common factor in all is they have questions, they need information. They have questions like open access, peer review process, journal selection. So the answer to every question is Inago Academy. So once you had subscribed for this particular workshop, you got the free subscription to Inago Academy. You can have an access to online information without any cost. And Inago Academy will definitely help you to advance your scientific careers. So another mean of author education are the workshops like these. These are a few workshops that we have planned or already done in the year 2017. So as I told you earlier as well, that Inago travels across the globe. Inago attends most of the important academic conferences. This to bring on board the knowledge that will help us to serve the author community better. At the very end, to summarize, I would say that Inago is not just a service provider, it's a much necessary academic support to the university and the institution in this very competitive scholarly publication industry. Any questions?
Okay, thank you. I represent my university, which is SRU University. What is the first step if we are interested in or to Inago? The first step.
Yes.
The first step.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
What's your university name, sorry?
SRU.
Okay, definitely we'll be discussing the proposition. Mostly we discuss with the research department, understanding their publication needs. For example, the annual number, the subject area, so all these information will interact and we'll be submitting out the proposal, and on the acceptance we'll be moving forward with an MOU.
Okay, do you have any representative office here?
Well, in Indonesia, so far, we do not have an office, but definitely we can interact through emails, through Skype. It's a small world.
Do we have any more questions?
Okay, when you are accepting a manuscript, for example, do you have any English minimum requirements for you to edit or to copyright?
Requirement of English language?
Yes.
So, I'll share with you my experience. So, we accept a manuscript from the university SPOC, one individual. So, we check the file, our quality department checks the file. If in case the quality standards or the English language standards are really low, we come back to the university, we tell them that you need to rework on this file. Probably the translation is not good or the English can be looked upon. So we need a little English support from your end as well to work on the file and make sense of the sentences that has been written. So if in case the manuscript is of low quality, we'll definitely come back to you and we'll be helping you to improvise on it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate. My name is Christian from Binus. I'm worrying about the editor team, whether it will be like two-person because since we are dealing with the papers, one is general language, and then the next step will be those who are mastering about the specific subject. So my question will be the editor will be one person only who both master the general language, meaning the language, the grammar, etc. And then how do you determine that this person will be mastering also the specific term that the paper we are dealing with?
I could have answered your question, but I think our editor-in-chief, Dr. Anupama Kapadia, can share a better insight.
So what we mean by a two-editor model is basically the first editor, right? He's a subject matter expert. So like she explained, there are 3 levels of subject areas. So medicine is a general area. So the subject matter expert is also a language expert because he or she is from a country that speaks English as a first language. Alright, so then the language, in terms of knowing the English language, the person knows the English language already. It has been also taught it formally in their education, in their universities, plus is an expert in the subject that they're dealing with. So it's actually both. But it's very difficult for one person to catch all errors in a document. And that's why we do a quality check by a second person who may not be as specialized as the first person, but has been taught all the mechanical things, So for example, the first editor should probably focus only on the content and on the language. Need not focus on where the commas should be placed, or whether there are extra spaces in the document, or what the formatting of the paper should look like. The second editor does all of this, so that the first editor can actually focus on the subject area of the document as well as the English language. So that's why the two-editor model actually works a lot, because there are 2 pairs of eyes checking each other's work, and then yes, the author gets the final name. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Basically, yes, I answer because some person some people concerned about the language, but some people concerned the other way around, not only the language itself, but more into as you mentioned, mechanical. My terminology is technical. Okay. Thank you, appreciate it.
Do we have any more questions for this section? If not, we can proceed to Dr. Richard's presentation. Okay. Alright, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.